Alright, welcome back everybody. I'm going to jump right into this one today, starting with the default settings, recommended settings, which is kind of high for the Steam Deck. I'll do it on a challenging map, a map that I think kind of doesn't perform the best like some of the other maps. Right off the gate, we're looking at a drop from 50 to sometimes 15 frames. There's 15 again, but averaging in the 30s for the most part. This might be because I'm running it with bots for testing. I wanted to kind of get a consistent, repeatable thing. Even still, it was hard to do. We're in the 40s, and as I knock people out and what's happening, it did jump up to 50 there at the end. Here we're going to do my favorite map, Inferno. Still with the default recommended settings. Averaging in the low to mid 30s. But pay attention also to the frame time latency. So not just the FPS, but the number to the right of the FPS. When action's happening there, we were at almost 39, 40 milliseconds of latency, and then now averaging back to about 20. I noticed when there's spikes, we're jumping up to about 60, 70 milliseconds latency. Obviously this is Dust 2. Some particle effects there just to kick them up. From 50 to 30. So if you cap this at 30, you might have a more smooth experience, but I think we can get us a little bit higher. So that's what we're going to do, is change a few settings here. The first one I'm going to change is global shadow quality. It's now set to low. We're still within the recommended. Go back to defaults. You want to follow along. And I set the global shadow quality to low, shader detail to low, and particle detail to medium. Here for just a direct comparison, we're back in Dust still. Still a couple of those spikes. Now it jumped up to 50. The frame time delay still in the low 20s. FPS looks to be in the 40s. Occasionally we get a 50 out of it, which is nice. One thing I have noticed is that when you're in a free cam or like a spectator mode, you're not actually piloting a person. There's less action happening maybe. It's the detail quality at close up, but the frames are already higher. Now we're in the 50s, sometimes getting close to 60. Okay, and finally here, this is what I'm running most of the time. Put on low, down to FSR, and turn FSR off, because it doesn't seem to make the biggest difference in my opinion here. We'll compare in the end. But now here you can see our frame time latency is below 20. It was 16 per second there. Back up above 20. That was pretty good, considering that those were the places where we had 50 millisecond spikes. And now we're actually seeing numbers above 50 in gameplay. Still drop into the low 40s. But this is definitely more playable than the settings that it shipped with, in my opinion. Yeah, still low 40s. And then for the end here, we'll do a comparison between this and FSR. Still on the low settings, so I have it set to low. Turn FSR to performance. And we'll stick back where we were. Actually, we're in Inferno here. Not an apples to apples comparison. I at least noticed an immediate difference in texture quality. It looks very fuzzy. And our frame time latency's not great. It's almost in the 30s there, back down to the mid 20s with the frame rate. Still struggling in like the high 30s. Low to mid 40s. So I'm going to be playing on low with no FSR, just because it seems more consistent to me, and I hope this helped you. If it did, click that like and subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.